anymore because I get so tired and signing. All the photographs that have been done, they are signed by me. Not like the Beatles. They got other people. They got secretaries to sign them. No, I sign my own. As Jim, you've seen me sign them.
I don't need that.
That's not very helpful. Yes, we were watching Lewis and Clark DVDs. I will do, this is a Q&A, questions and answers. So you ask me questions, I can answer it, you can film it, you can do what you want, you can take photos of me, but I'm not going to do separate individual things. I'm afraid, because otherwise it just takes so long that I just run out of power. And then does this sound a bit tinny? Right, no, it's okay. Should I stand behind it?
Sure. Yeah, now you don't want the microphone.
No, why don't I stand behind it then? I can stand here. If I stand here, that's good. Test. So you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. So anyone got any questions? And please, if they could not be the. What's your favourite colour? But anyway, yes, at the back.
What inspired you to do the chow bit?
What inspired you to do the chow?
Or was there an inspiration?
It was being in Rome, actually. If you ever go to Rome, just hanging around the Spanish Steps, which if you watch Roman Holiday, it's all set around there. Just watching Roman Holiday recently, and it is a fabulous city to be in, and people. It was particularly the mopeds. People go around on the little scooters, little mopeds, and they go around, and it was just this whole ciao bella, and the Italian men. Instead of putting the sunglasses on their head, they raise them just above their eyes and just stick them back here. And then the police were always just hanging out and being cool. And I was talking about that in the material. They just look like they were on show. I mean, I'm sure there must be some police doing some. And there's some fabulous police in Italy. Those magistrates who try to deal with the mafia. They're very courageous people. But the ones who were the Caribbean area, they have this stuff that comes down, and they just look like they're hanging out, looking kind of fabulous. So that's what it was. Being in Rome that inspired me to go to that. Yeah.
Hey, how pleased are you with the success of the Riches?
Well, very. I love doing the Riches. It was what I wanted to do in the first place. I was 7 when I saw someone do a play, and I thought I want to do that. I wasn't sure whether it was performing or not, but it was drama and a play, and I thought I want to do that. Later on, I wasn't getting good roles at school, so I thought, all right, I won't do that. I'll do comedy. And then eventually, when the comedy took off, I went back and said, okay, I'm going to do drama and comedy at the same time. This kind of schizophrenic thing that I do.
It works fantastically.
Well, so I love, and obviously I've done a ton of stand-up, and I've done less drama, and I'm pushing my way into drama, and people may grumble about the things I do in drama, but I know when I've done a good scene, and I know when I've screwed up a scene, and I get better at it. Like stand-up, I couldn't do stand-up comedy to save my life when I started. It's like, I think for most people, for all humans, some people are just naturally good at stuff, and you think, well, that's the way it is, especially when you're a kid. But for most of us, you can actually start off doing something you really want to do, and you keep pushing away, and you get really pretty good at it. So that's what I think about all these creative things. Sorry? Well, I'm getting better. So yes, I love doing it. I love the Riches. And when I got the DVD of the Riches, because all these DVDs that I've got here, that was fun to do for the stand-up. When I first got the Riches DVD, I just loved it, and I still love it. I just love looking at it. So it's great. It's great. Sorry?
How do you deal with the yappy dogs?
How do I deal with it?
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I don't know. I kind of like this material that I'm developing about the yappy dogs owning these strange thin women. Sorry?
They control their minds.
Well, it does seem. They also make too much noise. These dogs. Because I really like dogs, but the small. I remember going to a hotel down near where I live, back in south of England, and there was every time I went in the door, the dog in the other room would hear it and just start screaming, and I thought, I don't know, what is that? Maybe big dogs would do the same. It just sounds odd. I've also been to Chihuahua in Mexico, where there are no Chihuahuas. I never saw one Chihuahua in Chihuahua. Yeah, they're all here, only tall, thin women. Yeah.
If you could you please finish the two penises walk into a penis bar joke?
I've done that. And one penis says, can I have a half a lager? And then the barman says, well, how does that work? But all those jokes, if I ever do something goes into a bar, all the jokes are going to end badly. With them just a trailing off thing. Yeah.
I read you had an interest in going into politics.
Yeah.
Which form of government do you prefer? Do you prefer our three-part government, or do you prefer the parliamentary?
That is a very good question. I mean, because they're all somewhat flawed. Like the proportional representation one, which would be the logically the best one, but seems to cause a hell of a lot of minority. What are they called? Minority governments, are they? Where they don't have enough power to push their laws through because they have. What's the word there?
Disenfranchisement, or?
No, when it's coalitions.
Yeah.
So this is. My God. So it's something that I am actively still looking at. What is the one that's got mixture of proportional representation? I think in the members of the European Parliament, they have a mixture of proportional representation and actual first past the post system. And you have the delegate system, and then how. I do know that it's very difficult to get anywhere, to get any decisions made in a large group. Like when you come up with the Constitution and how you worked out your senators and your representatives, and then they said 2 senators for every state, no matter how small. Rhode Island has 2 senators, is that right? Yeah. Rhode Island's just tiny. And they never wanted to be in it in the first place, so that's Rhode Island, man. I just know it's incredibly difficult. At the moment in Europe, we're trying to get a treaty passed through so that you can just get a slightly more efficient system working for how Europe can work. And they're going to do a referendum in Ireland, and Ireland may vote against it for other personal, national reasons. And it just gets so complicated. And we've got 6.5 billion people in the world, and people keep hurting while people are trying to sort out these fine degrees of how we vote things, how we make things happen in democracies. I just know it's really tough. Real politics on the ground is really tough. Democracy seems the best way. I don't believe that the Arabic countries shouldn't have democracy. I don't believe that Sharia law should trump over democracy. I just think democracy should be there, or one person, one vote should be there. So I still need to study more. Your system, our various systems in Europe, systems in other democratic countries around the world. It's an interesting question. I do know that I do believe that most politicians are actually trying to do a good job. I don't believe that all politicians are crap. Because a lot of people think politicians are bastards, and they're all. I don't actually think that. I've met a number of them, and I've studied it for a long time. And I think it's a really tricky thing. But I think if you're good at talking to people. And if you have an idea of, if you're thinking up systems that may make people work better together, then that's a good reason